Let's start with our problem first, and then we'll move to React. So I asked you to finish this one. Who has completed this one? Can you paste your solution in the chat? Anyone completed this one?
I have done in a different way.
How you have done? Can you paste the solution?
Yeah.
I want solution from everyone. Okay. Okay, till he pastes the solution. So first we have to create the same object, like this object, because this is also we are trying to count. We are trying to count we are trying to count the letters. So same function we need it. Okay, and then we have to go through each one, and we have to create the object. So what should I write here as a first statement? Just give me the first statement or first couple of lines. Just give me 2-3 lines only. First, what should I do?
Call this create object.
This method, create object. Okay, so if we go here, we first check the length. Same thing, we have to check the length. Okay, let's copy the things. Only thing instead of array, we have to use the string. Okay, string has also length. Length should be same. If length is not same, that means it is not the anagram. Okay, now we call this object create object for both the array. Same thing we'll do here for both the string. We will call this object one. Okay, so we have created the object. Now what is the next one?
Loop through that.
We have to loop through, right? We have to loop through. So here in the previous case we needed 2 objects, but here we need we can only create with the first one, and then we can loop through the second. So let's try to loop through the second. So I'll say for let I equal to 0, I less than string 2 dot length I plus plus. Okay, so I'm looping through the second string. That is nothing but the second string, and I have object of the first. Now, when I'm looping through, I'm getting each character. Okay, I'm getting each character in the I. So if I want to, use it, okay, so I will say letter is equal to str2 of I. So we get each letter. Let's try to console some statements. So I will console the first object only. We will not be consoling the object 2, only 1. And second is not needed in this case. Let's see what letter we are getting. Now the main thing will come here inside this for loop, because this part is similar to what we did previously. We have to only change this part. Okay, let's try to node 02. Okay, so we are getting in the object 1, we are getting C is 1, I is 1, N is 1, E is 1, M is 1, A is 1. And here in the second, and when I'm looping it, I'm getting the second one, I, C, E, M, A, N. Now, what should I write down? The logic here, using the combination of this object 1 and the letter, what will be the logic here so that I can know that these two are same? First, what should I check? I have to check few conditions. I have to check something that if it doesn't exist in this object, if this letter doesn't exist in this object, that means it is definitely not the anagram, and we have to return false. So how will I check if letter exists in this object 1? So here I have to check if letter exists in object 1. So we are not definitely doing the object 2. We'll be doing only object 1. So what should I write here? I want this condition. What should I check in the object 1 that letter exists or not exist? What should I write here? Yeah, as own property. I don't use as own property. If you get the, you can try your as own property also. But what is another way? You can try as own property. There may be many things. That is another way of checking it. There are a lot of ways, undefined and other also. So just okay. So the thing is that here we are getting the count for each one. You can also check the key, whether the key exists in this one, like we did in this one. Like, if key in object 2, similarly, something like this, we can do like this, right? If key in object 1 or 2. But we can also simply check if not object of letter, then return false. So this is also another way. There are many ways. All will work fine. So if object 1, so I will say if object 1 of this letter is there or not. If there is, if the count is greater than 0, then definitely it will exist. Otherwise, it will not exist and will return false. So you can try with multiple ways, whatever you feel okay, has own property or key in object 1. There are different ways you can try multiple ways. Let's check more conditions. We return false here. Let's check. Now, what should I do here? Okay, what should I write here more? Let's say object of letter is there. Okay, like we have C. If it is more, then what should I do in the else case? If it is more, that means C exists, I exist, N exists, E exists, M exists, A exists. So that means C exists, but C can be 1 or 2 or multiple. So as soon as I pass the for loop, as soon as I pass the multiple, as soon as I go through the for loop, I will, let's say I is there, I will deduct 1 from the I because there can be multiple I. For example, let's put one more example. Cinema, let's say I cinema, I can say. And Iceman I. Okay, something like this. Let's try this one. So here we have 2I. So only thing if I check return is if letter is not there, I return false. But what if letter is there? I is there, but it is 2 times. So we have to check whether 2 times is there in this object 1. So what we do as soon as we proceed in this for loop, whenever I see I will deduct 1 from this one. Then I will go C, I will deduct 1 from this. When I will go E, I will deduct 1 from this. When I will go M, I will deduct 1 from this. When I go A, I will deduct 1 for A. When I go N, I will deduct 1 from N. And then again when I go to I, previously because of this I has become 1. So I will deduct 1 from this I also again, so that everything should become 0. Everything should become 0. Okay, so like that we will proceed. So here I will check. Here I will do object 1 of letter, and I will do minus equal to 1. Means whatever value we have, we minus it. So first time it will be 2. Because of pi it will become 1, and then it will gradually become 0 for each one. Okay, so let's try to console the statement after it. So I'm putting object 1 after each pass. So here you will see first time I has 2, and later is I. Because of I, this I become 1. Because of C becomes 0. Because of E becomes 0. Because of M becomes 0. A becomes 0, and then N becomes 0. Then again we got I, and I is greater than 0. That means I exist, and I become 0. And then we are done with the for loop. So if for loop completes successfully, that means it is anagram because we made everything 0. If there is for loop doesn't succeed because of this statement, then it will definitely return false. But because for loop successfully completed, so we will return true in the end. That means everything has become 0 and we don't have anything. If somehow it become somehow if it doesn't exist, then definitely it will return false. And if some string is not same, then we will definitely return it here. So it will work in this case because it will become 0 in all the cases. And if something is problematic, we'll get return false here only. Okay, let's run it again. So we are getting true. Let's add some more examples. Let me find some more examples. We can do our own examples also. Let's create our own example. Let's say car rack. I'm just putting some random word. I don't know it really exists in dictionary or not. Let's make one with different number. So first two are true, third one is false. Any questions on this one? This is a little different. So there are many problems which will come using this frequency pattern where you have to create this object. So till object creation, the things are same. But when you loop it, this logic will change for every case. So, you know, I did this problem here. I learned this problem when I went for one of the interview. Instead of this Iceman, they told me there I have to count a word. I have to count a word like there was a boy. So something they wanted me to count the word if the word is matching or not. I don't remember exactly, but I remember that instead of data, I was calculating this word. So I was splitting this statement with a space so that I get this there count was, count A, count boy, count. Let's say here boy was there, A boy was there. Okay, it's the same. So I was splitting with the space and I was putting this in object and then I was comparing with the both the things. So once you know the idea that what we are trying to do here, in interview, if they change the problem, you can also do same problem. Only thing I wanted to show you what changes I got in interview. Any more questions on this one? Okay, let's copy this in our notes. Okay, let me create. Okay, let's go to js.mklsc. Go to post and frequency anagram. Okay, I'll put it here in this file. Any question before we move to React? Okay, let's move to the React part. Yesterday we have seen that we were adding the topics in the local storage, and there are two ways I showed you. There may be multiple ways also. Every person is different. You may find some different 100 solutions for the same thing. I will just now comment this part here. And right now we are doing it directly. We are setting the topics in the local storage. So whenever user try to add something, it will go into the local storage. Now we have to retrieve this local storage when the user refreshes the page. Because why we put into the local storage? Because we want to save it locally, and when user will when user refreshes the page, we should be able to see that. Okay, so here in the results page or here in the topics, what should I write so that when the page will load, I can get the data from the local storage? Where should I write that code? Or how should I write that code? Can anyone tell me? What should I add it here? And in that, I will use some logic to get from the local storage and put it in the topics. So what should I write down here? How can I get the code? Okay, where should I write down? I got it. People are saying localstorage get item. Which line number I should add it? So line number 12. Here you mean to say here or here. I should move this here. So right now you're saying line number 12 and update, put that here, right? Inside the use state. Okay. So the thing is that consider that consider that this local storage is right now one thing, tomorrow it will be database. And from database, things don't come synchronously. Local storage gives the data synchronously. So I can put it here somewhere, get the data from local storage and put it here. But that is not the right solution because local storage is one of the thing. Consider this local storage is asynchronous call. So if it is asynchronous call, it will not work here or here. So what should I do? What should I use here? Can I use directly local storage here and get it? Is it right or wrong? Is it right to get it from here? Directly write it here? Ola is saying yes. Then how will I update it? Let's say I put it here as a constant uh, local copy. Let's say I put it in the some variable. How will I update? Yes. So we cannot put directly here. Okay, because this part of the line runs every time when there is a change in the state. So we should not put directly it in here. So we have to put in the use effect. I will add the use effect here. So anything which you have to do on the page load, like some Ajax call or some initial, any initial logic, you have to put in the use effect. So I'll put the use effect. Use effect has arrow function, and then we have to put dependencies in this array. So as soon as the page will load, it will go into the use effect. I have to put this local copy in the local storage. I have to get from the local storage this local copy, but I cannot directly call select topics with this local copy. The reason is whenever I get something is in the string format, and I have to convert into the array using the JSON.parse. But I can only convert if something exists here. So I will say if local copy is there, then only you can set topics here. And here I also say JSON.parse. If something is there, then only I have to set topics with JSON.parse. Why I'm using JSON.parse? Because this local storage is in the string format and I have to convert into array and then I have to put it here. And if nothing exists in the local storage, then we don't have to update the set topics. Okay, because it's already taking the empty array, that is what we needed. This is only needed if something exists in the topics, then we will update the set topics with whatever we have in the local storage. Let's test this and then we will talk more with. Okay, so See, it is getting from the local storage. I will add more topics. Stage 3, stage 4. I will refresh it. I'm refreshing it. Still, we are getting this from the local storage because of this line of the code. Any questions on this one? Now, no questions. Let's go further. Now, let's try to, can we have multiple use effect in each component or only one is allowed? I want answer from everyone. Can we use multiple use effect or only one is allowed? Multiple is allowed. Now, what is difference between if I don't pass this, if I pass empty dependencies and if I pass as a topics as a dependency or if I don't pass anything. So what is difference between these three things? This is called 1, 22 line number loads one time. Okay, this is called 2, this is called 3. So Subramaniam is saying this will load one time. Okay, I want from everyone, give me the differences between all three. Just write down. What do you mean by 1, 2, and 3 statement? I want answer from everyone. Just type it in the chat. So I am not getting answer from everyone. So let's proceed still. So in the first case, it will load only one time when the page will load. In the second case, it will load only when the topics is changed. And in the third case, there can be multiple variable. Right now, it is having only one variable in this component. There can be multiple variables in this component. And when any variable or any state is changed, whether the first variable or second variable, any state is changed, this will be called again and again. So this one is not to be used anytime in your any case. You should either use the first case or second case because we don't want to load this again and again multiple times. So it will, let's say there is a topic 1, topic 2, multiple variables are there, and whenever topic 1 is changed, then also third will call. Whenever topic 2 is changed, then also third will call. So this will increase the load on your component. So this one you should not use it. Okay, so let's remove these three, and we are done with the local storage part. Now let's copy into the topic third component. I will copy all from topic 2 to topic 3. I will rename topic 2 to topic 3. Okay, so I copied everything to topic 3 now. And from home page, I will call topic 3 now. Okay. Okay, so I'm calling topic 3 from the home. Now we have seen the local storage part, and we have seen the variables directly saving the state in the variables like in the topic 1. So when we refresh, this is lost. Now we will be using third method to save the results, and that is using the API. So in the topic 3, we will be using API to save the results. And for the API, we should have the backend API to help us to save the data. So let's write down the day 14. Okay, 09. What is day today? 16, 2024. So we completed this part. Today we did this one, anagram. And we'll do React.js. So we completed the local storage part. Now we are moving to API part. Now, this is the REST API. This will be provided by some backend guy. These are the REST API provided by some backend guy. So this API can be written in Node.js or Next.js or PHP or Java or what you call a Go language or anything Python. Okay, so backend guy may write it in. If you are also backend guy for Node.js or Next.js, you can write this API and provide it to the front-end guy. But this all REST API should be written on the API side. Okay, so they will provide you the ultimate API. Now this API, REST API is of 4 types mainly. There are a few more other types which are not used in day-to-day life. What are the 4 different methods of the REST API which you use it? Can anyone tell me what are the different methods in the REST API which we use to call the REST API?
Get put patch. That one I'm saying.
Can you speak loudly or clearly or type it, because I'm not able to hear you properly. It's very low. So all I saying fetch, HTTP, access, etc. These are not the really REST API methods. These are the libraries to call the REST API. So get, post. So we have generally 4 methods. One is get, then is post, then is put, and then is delete. These are the 4 methods. Patch is there, but you can use patch also. But these are the 4 general methods which we use in any GET request in any REST API call. Okay. So when is the GET method used? When is the GET method used? So why we use GET method? So we should get data from the API, like in add topic. No, sorry, like in the topic 2, we try to get it from the local storage, but for the API case, we should get it from the API. So we use the get method to retrieve the results. So to get data, multiple or single data from server, we use get method. What is the use of post? To create the data, to add or create the data on the server. Let's say a new user, we want to create new user, or we want to use new topic. Okay, something like that. What is the push put used for? Yeah, to update or edit the data. If you want to update or edit any data, we can use put. What is the use of delete? Okay, to delete the data. Okay, to remove or delete the data from the server. Now, the backend guy will provide you REST API. Before you really use in your React 1, you have to test this REST API. So how will you test this API? What client will you use to test this REST API? Which client you will use? So before you even use in React, well, you have to see whether it is able to create the data, it is able to update the data, it is able to get the data, it is able to delete the data. And if it works fine in some REST client, then you will use it in your React. So which client we use to do that? So it is a Postman. There are many one. One is Postman, one is Thunderbird, Thunder client, and third is there is one more. I used it previously. I I don't remember the name. We'll see later, sometime later. There's one more. Okay. There are many actually in the market. These are the three commonly used. So let's try to. We did Postman here, right? So I built one API for demonstration purpose, and I will give you the documentation here, and we will see how to use it in how to we'll see result in the Postman, and if it works, we will use it in our topics. Okay. So let's try to create this one. Okay, I will create new folder, new collection, and I will name this collection as topics class 1. Just putting topics class 1. Let's create first the get data. Okay. So I will create a new request. So this will be, I will say, get all. So I will get all the data from the server using this API call. I will put the URL here. This is for demonstration purpose. Never use it for any production. Just for learning purpose, we will be using it. and this may go down any time because this is only for teaching purpose. I created few API calls, so it can be only used for learning purpose. Okay, next is create data. We will use this API to create data, and I will be putting request here for update also, or maybe get one, and then another one will be update data, and then this is one will the delete data. So we have all kinds of API call here, and we can use any of this one. Though my backend is not yet ready for update and delete one, which will be ready soon, but at least we can start with all these three above one and see how it is working. So before even I create the data, before I get all data, I should create it, which I can use in one of my topics one. So that I will add in topics tomorrow. Today only we'll see the testing of this REST APIs. So this REST API can be provided by your backend guy. We will be testing the REST API. We'll be testing the REST API here in Postman before we use it for the React project. Okay, so let's have to use the create one. So here create one, will I use the get or post method? Okay, we'll use the for the create one. I'm talking about the create one. Create one, we will be using post, right? Right. Okay, so let's try to write down the post request and see how it works, right? So let's go. I will put the URL here. I'll change it to post, and let me first write down here the URL. HTTPS Okay, so this is the URL provided by some backend guy, which we will use for our post request. And here we will be passing some data. We can pass anything like age, 50, or whatever we want, data in the JSON format. But with our topics one, since we are using the topics one, we will only be passing topics for now. We can add multiple keys, but here we will add only topics. So maybe I'll say one is mango. Okay. Second time I will add apple. Third time I don't have multiple support right now, only one topic at one time goes. So I'm just adding few which I can use from babies. Okay, so let's try one by one each one. I will take this URL and put it URL here. This is the post one, and then I'll go to body. I'll say raw, and which format I want. I want JSON format. I'll put JSON format, and then I'll copy this one, topic. Okay, so I put topic here, or maybe we can use topic. Okay, we will use topic. So here one more thing we have to do. This URL is provided by some backend guy, but he wants us to add. He wants me to add one more thing here. Not here, here. He wants me to pass reference in all case so that he knows what you are trying to call. Maybe I will say topics. This reference is nothing but, just to know what kind of data you want to fetch. So tomorrow we are working on to-do list. I will pass reference as to-do list. Or tomorrow if I'm passing something, maybe any other post like profile, so I will be putting reference as profile. This is to know what you're trying to add. Okay, so let's add reference also. So this all details will be provided by your backend guy. You don't have to worry why we have to pass reference or anything. Okay, so I put topic, not topics. I can put topics also whatever I want, but I want to keep it singular. And we'll call the send method. Let's call the send one. So once I click the send, you will see it's saying success, true. That means it is created successfully. Let's add some more items. Okay, then strawberries. Okay, so we added 3 topics, references topics, because we want to use it for topics module. So this one is done. We tested in the Postman that creation is working or not, and with success equal to true, we see that it is working fine. Now let's try another one. Let's try the get method here. So get method will also call same URL, but using the get method we have to call it. And we have to pass a reference here to know which reference we want to access it. Okay, so we will pass reference equal to topics. Since we added reference topics, so while getting the data, I will pass reference as a topics. So to get all, we will choose the get here, and here we will do topics, this URL with the reference equal to topics, and we'll call the send. So you will see I'm getting success equal to true. Whatever params I'm passing, that this params I'm able to see here, and these are the records. In the records we have the results. With the first topic is mango, which we added. We see the created date, updated date, and reference which we pass. This is the unique ID which we get for each one. Then we have another one is the topics, apple, created date, updated date. Don't worry about this ACL. And then we have the object ID with the unique ID. Same thing with the strawberry. So we can get the data here. Now why it's coming 2 times? Maybe I have added, before using the topic. While testing, I might have added this one. Okay, so these are the few new things which we added now. And previously, while making this API, I might have added mango again. So we can see the more results are there. Any questions on this one? So we tested get all also. So we tested get all, and we tested the post create method. Let's try to call only one topic, that is get one. Is it get one? Let's say if I want only one record, I'm on the detail page, I want only one single item from the server. So here, instead of, in addition to topics, I will also pass one more parameter. I will not pass here one more parameter. I will pass the ID of the record here. What is the ID? Let's take one of the ID. Let's take for this mango. I will pass this ID. So this information will be provided by your backend person, so you don't have to worry. So to get the one record, I have to pass the ID here with the reference of topics. So try to get one record. Let's put it here. Okay, so we got only one record mango for that ID. Okay, this is getting only the one record. If I want to get only one record. So we have right now 3 APIs one is to get all, one is to get only one, and then to create one. We will see put and delete some other time when I have that ready for it, and we have UI also ready for it. So we'll see this later. So now we have get and post API. We have to use this get and post API in our React project. So which API you will use in the topics folder here? Which API you will use? Either you will use the get all or you will use create one. Get one. Okay, get all. And if in the add topic, when someone tries to add topic instead of this one, which one you will use it? You will use POSTMAN, right, to post the data. So this is something exercise for you today. You have to try to use this API in this project and show me tomorrow. So if you have done, just post me, give me in Telegram what how you achieve the result. Instead of local storage, you have to use this API. Okay, I will give you this API here also, though it will be on the website also, which I will publish it now. Okay, you can use this API for testing purpose. I want you to use this API in the add topic and topics tomorrow before you come to class. If I don't get solution from any one of them, I will not start another class till I get solution from every one of you. Once I got solution from every one of you, I will keep next class. If I get tomorrow, I will keep tomorrow. If I don't get till tomorrow, I will skip tomorrow's class till I get the solution. If it is wrong, it doesn't matter. I want you to try and give me the results, even if it doesn't work. Okay, and you have to use fetch API. I don't want access to use, just use the fetch API to access it. Fetch API. Don't use access. Right now with this project, we have to use only simple fetch API. Let me put it. Okay, let me write down this README in our. So this is the README file. And here I will put whole code here. And here I'll give the category only JavaScript. Okay, this is a view post for the README file. You can see README file is here. You will get all this information also. Okay. And then what else is needed? You want all this one, so I will add all these topics to one in the code also. Let me put topics 2. Let me add one more file. I will say topics 2. Here will be add. So you can get the code of the topic 2 here. This one will be topic2.js. And this one will be the results.js. And this one will be the search. Search we have not used till now. We'll just it's a dummy for now. Okay. In the post, I will add it JavaScript. Yes, publish. Okay, this one is a topic 2, which you can use it. Okay, any questions before we end it? So, okay, the thing is that question is, so here I have used on-click kind of thing rather than on submit. So this is just a dummy exercise. So I use this handle submit, and we can also wrap this whole thing in a form and use on submit. So that way we don't have to click the button. When we click the enter, then also it will work. So that is more better way of using the form tag and using the on submit one. Okay, but I used it just for demonstration. Any questions?